What's going on, Neon Nation, and welcome back to the Neon Arcade for your weekly dose of Cyberpunk 2077 news. In today's video, we're talking about a trailer for a Microsoft product featuring a look at not only the massive scale of Night City, but also an insane musical performance, an updated Q&A from GameStar, and the real translations and facts from some misinformation which has gone somewhat viral, some new characters from the world of Cyberpunk Red, one of which you may actually recognize, and a new partnership for CD Projekt Red, amongst a couple other interesting things in the world of Cyberpunk. Get 15% off high-quality metal art from Displate, featuring officially licensed designs. Check out the link in the pinned comment and the description. First up, check out this brand new trailer for the Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition controller, where we get a quick glimpse of Night City and an out-of-control rock concert led by Samurai frontman Johnny Silverhand, aka Keanu Reeves. I'm gonna play it in its entirety for you guys, as well as do a mini analysis. So as you can see, that's a pretty hype trailer, which might just feature a story from the Cyberpunk lore, first told via Cyberpunk 2013's Never Fade Away, where Johnny Silverhand threw a rebellious concert and convinced a massive crowd to start a riot and attack Arasaka Corp, whom he has a strong hatred for. CD Projekt Red has made it pretty clear that there will be a performance or concert of sorts similar to The Witcher 3's Priscilla performance, but on a much more massive scale. This could be exactly what they planned for this, and with clubs and concerts being so prevalent in the Cyberpunk universe, expect to see more of these performances throughout the game. We also get to see the density of a section of the city, as well as what a top-down view of the map would look like. This map has been confirmed to be Night City, and yes, we finally get to see it at night, albeit only for a few seconds. Moving on, we have an updated Q&A that was mistranslated last week with some corrections via Hilonoko. Big shout out to him for translating a series of GameStar podcasts, and yes, it seems unfortunately that the whole summoning programs in cyberspace was actually in reference to Cyberpunk 2020 and not actually about the video game. We do, however, have some legitimate details that we're going to go through. The first new point here is that despite the fact that people have seen over an hour of gameplay, Paulo Sasco mentions that, quote, players have seen nothing yet and that the devs are able to test the cook at home, which is code for the current build. It's mentioned that a fair amount of devs enjoy playing the game after work to wind down. Now to me, this is a testament to the game itself. Having to work on a project all day long, you would think that to decompress and diffuse, the developers would enjoy doing other things. This doesn't seem to be the case, which again to me seems like there is either a ton to do in Night City, the quality is second to none, or the more likely scenario that it's a mix of the two. It was also disclosed that certain objects have values, allowing NPCs to listen or see through them to a certain degree based on that object. Obviously, concrete won't allow that, but if it's a thinner material, NPCs can hear through it. Essentially, material can dampen sound and sight based on its own unique values. Also remember that many of the weapons in Cyberpunk can penetrate walls. When it comes to map icons, CDPR felt The Witcher had too many points of interest. This was especially prevalent in Skellige. They're not going to go with that philosophy this time, as they want players to have the chance to complete every icon on the map. When it comes to solving quests, the general philosophy is to subtly lead the player to markers or places, and to encourage the player to open their eyes or listen to what's being told to them instead of a glowing piece of whatever is on the ground. I think The Witcher 3 relied too much on the Witcher sight mechanic, so I am glad they are taking this route. In initial playthroughs, I felt the Kiroshi optic was just a Cyberpunk version of the same mechanic, which would have been disappointing. It seems like this won't always be the case. Now I'm sure we'll still have to rely on scanning our environment, but I'm hoping there will be more nuance based on what type of scanner you have installed, and having things that aren't visible to the augmented eye, let alone the naked one. Moving on, we have a correction on NPC routines. There are in fact not 1000 NPC routines like mentioned in the first translation. The actual translation here is that most people will have automated routines from a pool which can divert into branching options. It's mostly randomized but remains believable. There were also two standout points that were not mentioned in this podcast, one being the melee system having an overhaul, and that cyberspace we will be able to summon creatures and warriors. These are both again not mentioned and thus currently do not represent the game. Moving on, check out some new Cyberpunk Red Edgerunners from Artal Saurian, the tabletop RPG company who created the Cyberpunk IP that is being licensed to CDPR. First you have Kelper, who is a nomad from a Florida nomad pack created with the help of Ashley Sherman. Next we have Numo, the Netrunner, created with the help of James Young, as well as Damien, the techie created with the help of Brian Marquez. Next we have Zara the Solo, created with the help of Angel Guafria. We also have Trace Santiago, a media class character created with the help of Trace Wilson. And finally, we have Lelea the Rocker Girl, created with the help of Amelia Colat, who is a Cyberpunk 2077 community manager. Really cool to see her up there being represented in Mike Pondsmith's vision. She does a great job of managing and interacting with the community and us content creators when we have questions or concerns. Not only this, but Artal Saurian will be donating a share of every sale of the Cyberpunk Red Core rulebook to a non-profit that fits kids with prosthetics. Hats off to Artal Saurian, and there you guys go, you have another incentive to pick up the full version of Cyberpunk Red whenever it comes out. As always, I will keep you guys posted on the release date. Finally, we have some news via CDPR that the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 will be supported by Agora Group when it comes to their advertising campaign. This is a custom far-reaching ad campaign that is supporting the domestic release of Cyberpunk to the Polish market. Agora also collaborated with CDPR for their Witcher 2 and 3 launch, where they had some great success. As always, thank you guys for watching. We have 10 days till the Night City Wire, and again, I will be streaming it on June 25th. I will see you guys there, and for more Cyberpunk, join Neon Nation by subscribing to the Neon Arcade.